First off, I'd like to give Washington State credit here before I get to some other things. But it was they came out with the right intentions. They played extremely hard. Teams have been shooting around like 47% on the season, and they were very active, and our numbers were very low across the board, and in every offensive category. But it was more than that. Like we were at halftime in the paint, and we were like 4 for 14 from the foul line, 0 for 8 from 3. We were like -2 on the backboard, and we've always kind of been hanging our hat on rebounding, even if we're not making shots. So there wasn't really anything overly positive that you could say is a pretty damaging loss for us. And they again, I give Washington State credit for how hard they played and competed tonight. And then Frank's, it was pretty easy to see, why people view him as, a potential, NBA candidate next year, and why he's leading the conference in scoring. I mean, he was draining shots everywhere, and we didn't have any answers for him. And then their freshman came in off the bench, Ellerby, and just got going right away. He was on pace for a triple-double at halftime. I'm not sure how he finished exactly, but that was, they had guys playing very well, which you have to do on the road, and that's really all I have to say about that.
What in the first half, what were some of the things that you saw that were problematic?
Just like you can't give that type of space to like a guy like Frank, especially if he had it going. And so, we were missing free throws. We were not, helping ourselves at all on the offensive end. We were like, I think there was one possession where Rob Edwards had a wide open 3 on the right wing, and he shot an air ball, and then they went back the other way, and Frank's buried a 3, so that's kind of the difference. And I think we had another possession where Lou, just put his head down when we got it to around 12 and just trying to recklessly drove in and lost the ball. And I think they might have had a 3-point play the other way. So, plays like that are just difficult to overcome, and when you're not playing well, you got to limit your bad mistakes, and we made a lot of them. It's just you can't across the board in so many different categories be inept in a basketball game and expect to have any chance to win.
Do you feel like in the first half Washington State was deliberately fouling you a lot, daring you to make free throws?
I mean, I just think they were playing aggressive. They played hard. They played harder than we did. We didn't have the right approach, and we didn't finish. I think we could have finished some of those layups too. We're just content with getting fouled and rolling the dice at the free throw line, and that wasn't good.
You had some pretty decent, maybe some of your better games even in recent weeks. Was there anything that hinted at something like this, or did it come out of nowhere to you? Just how do you sort of contextualize that?
I mean, I'm not into making excuses, and there are none for this. It's just, you can't beat the teams that we've been able to beat, and then a team that hasn't won a road game in their season comes in and beats you at this stage of the season. It's you can't have that go on. It's the only thing that I could think of is Remy rolled his ankle on Saturday morning in practice, and he didn't practice on Sunday, and didn't practice on Tuesday, and practiced a little bit on Wednesday, and then he felt good. Zylan had strep throat on Monday. He didn't practice on Tuesday. Tayshawn's in protocol. So we've had now multiple guys like weren't in practice, and we have smaller walk-ons, that are running around in our practices, and they weren't as good as what they've been leading into some other weeks.
Having said that, what are your concerns about Romello White?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chance yet to talk to Romello, and when I'm done with you guys, I'm going to get with the doctors and see, what's going on with him. I initially was told that it was more of a, knees banging than something more than that, but we'll have to get more information here pretty soon.
There's been a few games this season where it's just been tough to get started, and then you guys can catch up later on. Why do you think it's been just tough to get things going to start games?
Hard to say on that one. I don't really know. I think tonight was, we didn't convert. We missed a lot of threes. Most of them were open, and we didn't make free throws. So on the offensive end, we were And we had like 8 turnovers at halftime, so that's not a good number either when you're shooting the percentages that we were shooting. So we just, we weren't making shots and we were turning the ball over, and then we couldn't get a stop. We just couldn't stop Franks. He just did whatever he wanted.
Allen seemed like he got hit in the face in the first half. Did something happen after that?
He did. He got stitches, so he got a couple stitches under his chin at halftime. Thank you, guys.